Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 8, called Party Ways. We start off with 12 Days of Marriage. We have Miguel. He's playing ping pong with a friend. This is where everybody meets with their friends to discuss their marriage, okay? So Miguel's meeting with his friend Steve to play ping pong and talk about the marriage. So he's just saying all positive things. He's getting feelings for Lindy and says she's an oasis in a desert and everything is perfect. Okay, keep talking, Miguel, because this episode you're gonna have some conflict. Okay, we move on to Kristen. She has lunch with her friend Joanna to talk about her marriage and says Mitch is a hoarder and he's dirty. What else is new, Kristen? We already know that, but we understand you telling Joanna about this. And I guess they had their first conflict because they're fighting about how to set up for their housewarming party coming up on this episode. And they decided on retrofuturism. Okay, Krista, it's not y'all decided on retrofuturism. Mitch decided on retrofuturism. Sorry for the lighting, guys. I've been playing with this lighting for the last 10 minutes. So we're going to have to make do way with what's going on right now. Anyway, so listen, Kristen, you didn't decide this. It was Mitch who decided it. So I don't want to hear it. You know, of course, you're going to make it seem like they compromised, but ain't no compromise going on in your relationship. It's all Mitch. And the friend asks if Mitch knows about her past, pretty much her ex-fiance and the story behind her being engaged and all that stuff. Kristen says no because whenever she tells the guy about it, I guess they don't take too fond or kindly of what she tells them and they blame her for the situation. In my opinion, I'm like, but why would they blame you for it though? Like, how are you explaining it to them where they would feel like you're at fault for what happened to you? So I didn't understand that, but I mean, that's what she said. So we're just gonna go whatever she says. But the friend thinks she should tell Mitch, and if he leaves, he leaves. You know, you can't force someone to stay, but at least be transparent with them. So if they choose to leave, that's on them. You know, they're not ready for the conversation. But once again, why would he leave? For you, the one who got played in your own relationship, like I don't understand why all the other guys you talk to made it a point to blame you for the situation, Kristen. But whatever, she gonna tell him. So that's that. We move on to Alexis. She does a Zoom call with her sister Amber to talk about her marriage, of course, and she admits that Justin said he loved her within like 2 days, and she did say it back too. But she's not in love with Justin, but she does love Justin. Amber looking confused. I'm looking confused. The rest of America's looking confused because we all looking at her like, already though? You telling her already? I mean, you telling him already that you in love and he's telling you already that he's in love? That's kind of a little too soon. So thank you, Amber, for having some sense. Alexis seems like, yeah, I know, but you know, we're just gonna say it just to say it. Okay, if you say so. Hold on. Pause. I'm sorry, guys. I was just getting very annoyed with this lighting. I know usually it does be bad regardless, but I just feel like it's more worse today than normal. But hopefully this works out. I don't know. We're just going to get right back into the review. So, anyway, she talks to Amber about what done happened with her and Justin with the whole dog situation. Okay, of course, we're going to drag this out. You know how they do. But Amber just says, okay, well, you guys just need to work on things, and at the end of the day, don't settle either, because I guess she admits that she should give Justin a break on this whole dog situation, but he needs to be less vague. And I guess that's where Amber comes in and says, but don't settle either. Yes, I get it, don't settle. But nowadays, I feel like everybody wants their perfect match to be perfect and have no flaws when they know they themselves have so many flaws. So, yes, don't settle. But at the same time, don't be such a prick where you expect 100% perfection from your perfect match, knowing good damn well you ain't gonna get exactly 100% of what you want. So, you say that with caution, especially to a girl like Alexis, okay, Amber? We move on to Ben. He works out with his friend James and they talk about the marriage. And of course, he explains the whole situation with Morgan, but James just tells him to give it some time. We get Morgan. She Zoom calls her friend Carl to talk about her marriage, and she still doesn't trust Ben. What else is freaking new, Morgan? Okay, why are you on the show? Why are you on the show? Because you don't trust homeboy? Because what he told Justin about you not being a nurse, even though you're a nurse, we get it. Yes, I understand. You told him a secret. You didn't want him to tell people. And he, first thing he do is go tell Justin. I understand that's kind of like a red flag. But at the same time, to the point you're going to keep saying you don't trust them and now your walls is up because of that. Morgan, get out of here. Okay? If that's how you feel, don't be on the show. Leave. Ask for a divorce. Because I'm not about to, listen to you talking about your trust. You don't trust him and your walls are up for the next 28 damn episodes. We don't have time for that, Morgan. So either you're gonna let your walls down, let your guards down, and try to see why you and Ben were matched, even though it was for no particular reason other than y'all both work out, because we know producers be setting these people up for failure. At the end of the day, Morgan, you came on this show. So you have trust issues like that, and you decide to come on this show to be married to a stranger who could do whatever to you. Morgan, please, if that's how you really feel, you need to just pay that $50K fine and leave, because no one is up for you talking about this crap for episodes upon episodes upon episodes. And I'm glad that her friend Carl told her she needs to bring her walls down and let that shit go. Literally, let that shit go. And she was like, but it's right, Morgan. You just holding on to this to create drama. I'm pretty sure y'all could create other type of drama that doesn't have to deal with you and your guards being... Morgan, please, get out of here. Only thing I got to say about this scene, and I like the sandwich that was on the table. She didn't take one bite. That sandwich looked good. It looked too good. It looked like it was so good that it looked fake. The sandwich looked fake to me. I was focused on the sandwich. I wasn't focused on her damn conversation with Carl, because she gonna just keep saying the same thing in every scene. That's all she gotta go based off of. That's the only thing she gotta talk about. Other than that, she ain't nothing to be talking about for. Nothing about her is interesting to me. So she gonna drag this damn... I don't trust him because he told Justin about it. He told Alexis, and the episode next week looked like Alexis gonna tell her something. Morgan, whatever, save it, give it a grip, cut it out. Your sandwich look good. Eat your damn sandwich and your damn iced coffee on that clean ass counter or island, whatever. We move on. We get to Nate. He eats dinner with his friend Derek. They talk about his marriage, and it's going good for the most part. He says Stasha wants him to go deeper, so he is going to sign up for therapy, and Stasha's happy about that. So he says, happy wife, happy life. Derek disagrees, and Derek doesn't say it, but he doesn't say it. But pretty much when Derek disagreed, I'm pretty sure he went to say, nah, bruh, happy spouse, happy house, which is the truth. So I hope Nate takes heed to what Derek says, because I believe next episode, Nate gonna tell Stasha how he feel and want to pull a whole movie scene. But whatever, we'll talk about it at the end of this episode, of the end of this review. We move on to Kristen. She decides to sit down with Mitch and tell him about her being engaged previously to her ex, and how the wedding was canceled technically, but they still went out there to celebrate. She explained it like, oh, they still had a wedding, but without the groom. So, of course, Mitch looked at that, was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Kristen got a little defensive. She was like, no, that's not weird. We went to celebrate. Well, Kristen, you should have explained it in a better format. Because to him, it sounds like you still had a wedding, but literally there was no groom there. That is weird if that was the case. You should have said how you told producers, oh no, even though there was no wedding, we still went out there to celebrate because everything was already paid and booked for. Had you explained it like that, I'm sure he would have been like, okay, well, that's cool. Whatever. I don't got time for these people. So Mitch was just like, I'm sorry that happened to you first and foremost. And, you didn't do nothing wrong. So I don't see no need to feel no other way, towards you. I still feel the same way. And, he just wanted to let her know that he would never do anything like that to her. So Kristen was appreciative of that. And I guess it made her body tingle more, that she looks more towards a future with Mitch. because he said he would never do that to you. I'm sure plenty of people be telling their significant other and spouses and all that stuff. Girl, I'll never do that to you, girl. I love you, girl. You know how many people would say that stuff to people every day, Kristen? It's not about what you say, it's about what you do, okay? Actions speak louder than words. So therefore, you could be saying any jumbo, Joe Schmo, whatever type of thing to me. But if your actions prove something different, I'm gonna go ahead and take more of what your actions do more than what you say. Like, you know what I mean? Actions speak louder than words. Let me just leave it at that because I'm mumbling too much. Okay. Moving on, we get to Alexis and Justin. I thought it was over about this damn dog situation, but no, here we go again. So apparently Newton, he throwing up blood. Alexis is talking to Justin about, Newton not feeling okay and all that stuff. Come to find out, homeboy Newton ain't been eating for 2 days. Justin just now letting her know homeboy Newton ain't been eating for 2 days. Now he throwing up blood. So now, of course, you know how Alexis is about her dog. She don't consider it a dog, but Alexis is a damn dog. She looking at Justin like, why didn't you tell me this? So, obviously she goes to work, and since Justin works from home, I guess she figured, okay, I'm going to leave the dog at home with Justin. So that's why he been watching the dog. But apparently he ain't been eating for 2 days, and Justin just now telling Alexis this, now that Newton throwing up blood. So, of course, they get into a heated argument, and, Alexis was like, this is what I mean. You're not oversharing. You're just keeping it vague with me. Justin was just like, well, I thought I had it under control and I didn't need to say it. So, of course, they're going back and forth or whatnot. So, Alexis says she's done because, Justin's not being truthful. And then Justin's getting pissed. He cussing up a storm. And he's like, oh, you saying you done? I don't know what that means. And, Alexis like, I'm done with this conversation. I'm not doing this. So, anywho, they got into an argument, and now it's like they're going to try to plan this housewarming party, but they don't know how it's going to go because, tensions are up to here with both of them. And, this a lot of dog situations going on. It's always about the damn dog. Now, in this case, Justin, bro, the dog ain't been eating. Why don't you tell Alexis? Like 2 days. So the dog ain't eating nothing for 2 days. If dogs don't eat, they throw up. Okay, first and foremost, they be throwing up. Okay, if they go a long time without eating, a dog gonna throw up. 2 days. So the dog didn't eat nothing for 2 days, Justin. And what did you think? You said you thought you had it handled. What in this process did you think you had it handled if the dog hasn't been eating? Did you call the vet? Did they recommend you to still not feed the dog if he's not eating? And any little thing that happened to Newton, Alexis gonna flip out about. So why not just tell her from the get-go when she came home the first night? Oh, hey, just letting you know, I don't know what's up with Newton. He hasn't been eating all day. So, but you wait until he throw up blood to tell her, oh yeah, he hasn't eaten for 2 days. Like, did you not think logically in your head that she wasn't gonna get upset? Okay, Justin, what? I don't got. In this case, like, I understand where Alexis coming from. And Justin, you were wrong on this part, bro. You were wrong. I'm sorry. But in my personal opinion, he was wrong. We move on to Kristen and Mitch. They drive to a eco-friendly party store from what Mitch was explaining. Okay. Nate and Stasha go party shopping. Miguel and Lindy go party shopping. Ben looks like he goes party shopping by himself. Then we have Alexis and Ben. Alexis. I put Alexis and Ben. Alexis and Justin. They go candy shopping for their housewarming party, and they sit down to talk about the whole argument that they had that morning. And like I said before, Justin thought he handled the situation, so that's why he didn't over communicate. But Alexis's point is, you said you was going to over communicate to the point that she would get tired of it, but he has yet to do that part. So that's where she's like, okay, you're not even communicating with me at all about it. And now homeboy Newton just throwing up blood, and he hasn't eaten for 2 days. So why are you not telling me what's going on with my own damn dog? So Justin gets offended, and He's like, okay, well, he's just not gonna say anything no more. And Alexis must like that because she likes the drama. So of course Alexis feels disrespected and offended. So she gets up and tries to say she's done with the conversation. But then Justin gets annoyed. He's like, okay, yeah, go ahead, keep playing the victim. Then they get into a little bickering battle again. And Alexa's just like, you know what? Like, I just get frustrated if I feel disrespected. I'm gonna get up and go because I'm just done with the conversation, and she doesn't know where to go from here, and just asks the producers to take off her mic, and then she just walks out the candy store. And here goes the poor retail lady that was trying to bag up the candy for them, just like I don't know what's going on, and she don't even look like she's there for the drama herself. She look like she just want to come do her job and go home, but she was stuck in the middle of it all. And Justin just standing there looking like, well, I don't know what she want me to do. Justin, just be communicative and let the girl know when her dog not eating food. That wasn't something to hold in. Excuse me. If I had my boy Diesel, if he wasn't eating all day, listen, I wouldn't even wait till my husband came home. I would have just called him and be like, oh, hey, just letting you know, Diesel hasn't been eating. He didn't eat his breakfast or his lunch, so I don't know what I should do, type of thing. And then he'll probably call me when he gets a chance, and then we'll talk about it. You didn't have to wait till well, actually, you waited 2 days. Justin, you didn't have to wait 2 days. You could have just told her as soon as she came home or texted her while she was at work. Because she loved her damn son. So she probably would have got out of work early and took him to the vet. You seen what happened when he got a bloody eye. So Justin, that's on you. We finally get to the housewarming party night. Stasha and Nate are first. It was a 70s, 80s theme. It seemed like it went well for the most part. Nate's only concern is having kids too soon. He makes up a lot of excuses, and the friends just suggest to him to be open with Stasha and communicate about how he feels. And we're going to see that next week. So Stasha talking with his friends is she doesn't want to wait forever to have kids because, she is 37. She's up there. But in my head, I'm like, Stasha, with your income, you could damn sure freeze all your good eggs at this point. And whenever he ready, y'all could try to figure out what y'all going to do. I'm just throwing that out there. If you don't want to go the single mother route, like I suggested last week, you can freeze your eggs. You got the money to. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. But the friend suggests that, she reinforces to him that she's here to stay. She ain't going nowhere because, he don't got no relationship with his mom and it's hard for him to open up. So I guess the friend suggests, as long as you are reassuring him that you won't leave, he will eventually open up and probably be open to compromising on when you guys have kids. We'll see about that, because what y'all say sometimes and what the friends actually do is two completely different things. So, thanks for the advice, but we'll see how that works out. And last thing they just told her is to be patient with him. I mean, it's only 2 weeks, so, you can't expect someone to just do a complete 180 in 2 weeks. But hopefully things start changing, so by the time 8 weeks come, y'all can figure out if y'all want to stay, if you guys want to go. We move on to Miguel and Lindy's housewarming party next. Their theme is contestants on a game show. They play newlywed games. We find out Lindy's a Gemini. You don't say. That's shocking to me. It's not. Lindy, that seems like a perfect zodiac sign for you. I don't think I need to say why. But Miss Purple Green, not Purple Green Grapes, Miss Purple Grapes. She looks so uncomfortable in her costume. I just want to know, did she put on the costume before she got in the car on the way to this housewarming party, or after she got out the car once they got to the housewarming party? I just want to know. And was it a sedan or a Jeep? Because if it was a sedan, how you fit in a sedan with that grape costume on? Did you guys have to inflate it or something? Was it deflated when she got in the car with that on and they just inflated it before they walked through the door? Inquiring minds just want to know. I just want to know that part. But they talk with, each other's. Lindy talks with his friends. He talks with her friends. And pretty much this is where we get introduced to this whole last name insurance issue. So, Miguel talking to her friends and, he's saying all good things about her. But on Lindy's end, The issue is he wants her to take his last name. And Lindy said she wants his insurance because homegirl don't got no insurance. Now, last time I checked, she said she a physical therapist. They don't got insurance where she works. I know she like per diem and stuff, but they don't have no insurance available for a physical therapist who works at a practice. Or did you just not want to take the insurance to pay for it? So now you want Miguel to pay for it for you. And now he's dangling this, insurance thing all over your head. But at the end of the day, Lindy, how are you paying for your care before? And I get it. She doesn't want to get rid of her name, her original last name, because now that's what the practice knows her last name as, and she wants to keep it. Like, if you want to keep your last name, by all means, do you. But, she didn't need to make it so, dramatic. And listen, some people just genuinely just wants to keep their last name. I don't think you need to go into details. If you want to keep your last name, you want to keep your last name. Me, personally, I always wanted to take my husband's last name. So, for me, it was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to change it. I changed my last name, but I still didn't change everything because there's a lot of things you got to change. You don't realize until you change your last name how much your name is on every damn thing. But we're not talking about me. I'm just saying. I understand why some people, they just say, I'm not trying to do all that. And for Lindy, you could have just kept it at, I want to keep my last name. And then for Miguel to be dangling it in front of her head, I don't necessarily disagree with them because it's like, girl, I don't know you like that. We still trying to know each other. So I don't know if I want to put you on my insurance yet. And he probably got good insurance because it's just him. So not putting you on is going to skyrocket his rates to pay a month and stuff. So he might be like, I don't want to be paying more than I have to until I know this is for real thing, which is past the 8 weeks. Why don't we agree that we're not going to be putting nobody on each other's insurance or changing each other's last name until past 8 weeks, until decision day when we both say yes. And then we can actually move forward with, getting a place together. You going on my insurance, you taking my last name. We couldn't have come to that compromise. I feel like both ends were being extreme on that part. But here go Miss Purple Grapes talking about, well, getting married at first sight is a crazy thing to begin with. And this whole process is just crazy and absurd to be. Okay, Miss Grapes, everybody know that. Lindy know that, Miguel know that, you know that, producers know that, the nigga sitting next to you know that, America knows that, I know that, everybody knows that. Okay, we all know this whole stupid ass show. I still gonna review and watch, what I'm saying. But listen, we all know this show is dumb. Okay, we watch it for the entertainment and to talk about all the craziness that be happening. We know this whole thing to begin with is absurd. But you know what? You guys are still here. You on a TV show. So I don't want to hear it. Okay, all that mumbo jumbo she was talking about, whatever. And she said that Miguel don't know her yet and stuff. Lindy saying it's still a red flag. Well, listen, y'all just need a compromise. I understand there's two different ends of the spectrum. She on this side, Miguel on that side. But instead of just trying to be clashing on opposing sides, why can't we learn to communicate of how can we resolve this and compromise in this situation? And for me, I just feel like let's just take it off the table until decision day, and then we can discuss how we're going to move forward as far as health insurance and last names. Yeah, y'all doing the most, just for the TV show. We get to Morgan and Ben for their housewarming party. They have a normal housewarming party. Ain't no costume, ain't no theme, just taco night at their house. So, Ben calls the cat his son. His friend's looking at him like, really, bro? And they pretty much get to talking about what happened on the honeymoon, because it was like a tension and awkwardness, because I guess Ben didn't want to say what happened, but Morgan was telling him, why don't you go say it? Then his friends were saying, well, since you're telling Ben to say it, why don't you say it? So I guess they split up, and then that's when each of them were talking to their spouse's friends about what happened on the honeymoon. And pretty much Morgan's friend told Ben, well, if you keep apologizing, then it's going to become to the point where it's meaningless for Morgan. So he should probably stop doing that. And then on Morgan's side, talking to Ben's friends, they're just telling her, well, she needs to just forgive and forget. And Morgan was like, well, that's hard for her because he hurt her so deeply and she hasn't been hurt like that before. And I'm like, oh, so he hurt you more deeply than your father hurt you, which y'all little riffraff y'all got going on, Morgan. Give me a break. Well, nobody trying to hear this, Morgan. Girl, get out of here with all that mess. Like, you making this way bigger than it has to be. So anytime someone makes a mistake, you're just done with them. Well, listen, your friend should be done with you for chipping her tooth that she still has not invoiced your ass for. So I don't want to hear it because you're not perfect either. I'm pretty sure you make plenty of mistakes. So what if all those people were to just be like, oh, I'm not dealing with her and I just want to cut ties with her? You would feel some type of way too. So I don't understand why you treating homeboy like, oh gosh, like he done cheated on you on the first night of y'all marriage like Ray J did Princess. I don't got time for them. We move on to Alexis and Justin. So they have a 90s themed housewarming party. It was nice and cute. Newton looking healed. Both eyes are wide and open. The cone is gone, so that's good. Hopefully he was finally able to eat some food and hopefully he not throwing up no more blood. But the friends come over. Alexis' friend Will, he reminds me of Sean Unfiltered here on YouTube that always does the lives with Little Black Book 91. I'm like, oh, is this Sean's cousin or something? Please let me know. Cause I was like, Sean, let me find out. Alexis low key, high key. Anyway, I decided to put that out there. But Alexis, she always gotta be bringing up issues where it don't need to be brought up. Cause on the reception of their wedding, how she was just quick to be like, oh, he's celibate. So in this situation, she had to let everybody know what they got going on. Everybody looking hella, awkward that she just talking about their whole issues like that. And Justin admits that he effed up in a situation, but she don't be giving him time to process things before she drills him and asks him another question. So of course, Alexis disagrees and it goes to commercial for dramatic effect, comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. And they split up where Alexis talks with his friends, Justin talks with her friends, and Justin's friend, the guy, he's like, well, it might be a guy thing, but sometimes when we're in the moment, we don't be thinking about, all the extra details to say. We just, say them what's basic. So Alexis was like, oh, okay, so it's just a guy thing? And he's like, yeah, it might just be a guy thing. Okay, I know you're trying to stick up for your little friend, homeboy, but at this point, I mean, like everybody said, because I like watching reviews because I get different people's perspective on things, and I agree. The way it went about was completely the wrong way to introduce dogs, and both people are at fault. But in regards to this Newton and throwing up blood situation, I'm sorry, Justin should have said something from day one where Newton wasn't eating no food. But also at the same time, Alexis, when you came home from work, when you tried to feed Newton, was he not eating? Or was he eating or did you just expect Justin to be taking care of all of that? So throughout the whole 2 days, you did not see Newton being, eating anything? Did you try to feed him snacks? I don't know if Newton eats snacks. I don't know. Justin, you should have told her. Alexis, you should have been, keeping more of an eye on your dog since that's your baby. Anyway, he talks to her friend. And I don't think I wrote down anything he said with the friends because none of that mattered. But Alexis said she still loves him. And I think she said she was at Ross or something and she was still putting stuff in the cart. I don't know where she said. I could have sworn she said Ross, but the item she was saying, I'm like, do you go to Ross for that? Like, I know they be having like soaps and stuff there, but I wouldn't think you would get that. Oh, whatever. But she said she was still getting him his favorite soap and lotion and all that. So she still loves him. She's not in love with him, but she loves him. Okay, whatever you say, Alexis, I think you don't. But, if you say you do, sure. We get to Lindy and Miguel. They're in bed and they talking. Lindy talking about she wants a joint account. She wants to have a plan on moving forward together after the 8 weeks and moving in together because she needs that security before she even considers changing her last name because it's her identity and it's a big deal. It's such a big thing for her to change her name and she doesn't feel secure. So why would she change her name when she doesn't feel secure? Lindy, I thought waiting for a little bit before having sex was such a big deal for you, but yet you had sex that night with homeboy. You say one thing one day and then another thing the next day. Because all Miguel had to do was give you a massage and then here you go, having sex with him that same night. So now, the last name is such a big deal for her. And Miguel's just like, well, I want you to have my last name before I even consider giving you, the insurance. So, of course, he goes into the whole spiel of, people take each other's last name before they even play, or not play, but before living like a married couple. So, because he's deflecting and kind of like saying, I'm still not going to be letting you get the insurance. Here go Lindy. Of course, now she pissed, so she throws a little temper tantrum. She's like, well, then F it. I don't need your insurance, so I'll just go get hit by a car, because if he can't lend her a hand to see a effing physician, I want to say this word for word. If he can't lend a hand for her to see a effing physician, then how the F is she gonna take his last name? And he looking at her like, whoa, calm down. What is going on? He said he don't like that version of her. And she's like, she's being herself. And if this is yourself, Lindy, then you need to grow up. I understand you upset homeboy don't want to give you his insurance, but what was you doing all this time before you met him? Just go by how you were originally. Like, were you not seeing doctors before? Were you not getting your annual before? So everything he was doing before Miguel, just continue doing that. Like, he don't want to put you on his insurance. I understand that you want to be on his insurance and whatnot, but you could at least compromise, be like, okay, we'll wait till after 8 weeks. But no one wanted to come up with that compromise. I don't understand. It's like, it's not even 2 weeks in. Like, when you dating someone, do you be like, oh, I need to be on your insurance? I get it. Y'all married and stuff right now. But he wants something from you. You're not willing to give it. You want something from him. He's not willing to give it at this moment in time. So where do you guys go from here? Do you just going to keep it at that, or are you going to compromise? I don't got time for this. Lindy, you did the most. You overreacted a little bit. Listen, I get it. I overreact sometimes too with my husband. But in this case, Lindy, bro, give it 8 weeks before we be like, okay, I think, I would like to be on your health insurance. And then he could be like, okay, babe. And he'd be like, can you change your last name? And then he could be like, okay, babe. I mean, if it's so important for you, like, you need that security first before you could change your last name. What about he needs security first too, from you knowing that you're not going to go AWOL whenever you do get what you want, Lindy. Anyway, we move on to Kristen and Mitch. They're the last for the housewarming party. And, they're interesting, futuristic, retro, Flintstone theme party. I don't know what I was watching in this scene, to be honest with you guys. Kristen a little bit upset because Mitch was giving her a hissy fit about using single-use plastic cups. So she got the aluminum cups instead, which was way more expensive. Them things look ugly as hell. And Kristen, if I was you, I would have still bought the single-use cups. We got to compromise on something, Mitch. You can't just have everything your way or the highway. Okay, if it's cheaper to get, you don't even make that much money anyway. So if she want to get the cheaper one, let her get the cheaper one. Y'all can wash it out if you so worried about it being single use, technically. But because it's plastic, it's not good for the environment. Well, whatever, it's cheaper though. Y'all gonna need all 24 of those damn cups? And why you need 24 Jello shots? It was only like 5 of y'all. I mean, I guess for them to take multiple, I guess. But still, you act like I would have sworn you was gonna have like 20 people over. You do not need no 24 Jello shop cups and those ugly aluminum little cup things. But his brother and friend come over. Two of her friends come over. They have the party and they have the weird music playing in the background and they dancing and whatnot. His brother can't dance for shit. None of them can dance for shit. And I'm just like, this is weird. I'm looking at this scene. I'm just like, this is weird. But she sits down with her friends. He sits down with his brother and his friend. And I'm like, don't y'all usually switch sitting down with the spouse's family and friends? But yeah, okay, whatever. But Kristen is over the extreme environmentalist things of Mitch, and pretty much the friends said they both need to compromise on that. It can't just be her compromising for him. He needs to compromise for her as well. Absolutely. And Kristen better open her damn mouth, because if she don't open her mouth, he's just gonna assume he could continue having it his way or the highway, which should not be the case whatsoever. And on Mitch's side, he's happy with his marriage, but he's just not happy about the snoring Luna, and has the nerve to call her a useless creature. Mitch, you're the useless creature because you can't even clean your damn stove. And your bathroom tub look atrocious. So if we talking about useless creatures with your hoarder house and anything, and you being a hoarder inside your own house, sharing with Kristen at the apartments, you the useless creatures. Why? Because I understand Luna snores and you can't get no sleep. But to go to the extent of calling her a useless creature, I cannot talk. Useless creature. You wrong for that. That's a B move, bro. That's why people call you a bitch, Mitch. That's the perfect nickname for you, because you really a bitch. That's rude. I know they said he was rudely honest, but no, that's not even being honest. That's just being rude. Because she snores and now you can't get no sleep. You should not be getting no sleep, regardless, knowing how the way your house looking, and you broadcast it on national TV. That's what you should really be sleepless about. Not no damn dog. Anyway, day 17 of marriage, guys. So the guys meet up and the girls meet up to talk. As far as Justin and Alexis, he tried to consummate the marriage, but nothing has happened yet. Justin, I don't know when you try to consummate the marriage, but if it was after the whole dog fight, you already know Alexis not going to give it up no time soon at this point in time. As far as Alexis, she's saying that Justin be liking to talk to her while she's on the toilet. I mean, he's just trying to be comfortable with you at this point. And she talks about the dog situation, but I guess Stasha takes Justin's side. It seems like it was going in one ear and out the other to Alexis when Stasha was trying to express the way Justin may feel about it. And then we get to Mitch and Kristen. Mitch is saying he's doing good with Chris. He even calls her Chris. Oh, you giving her nicknames and stuff. Okay, Mitch. But the dog snores too loudly. Oh, well, cry me a river, Mitch. You'll be okay. As far as for Kristen, she lets them know that they did consummate the marriage, and marriage is better here in San Diego than it was in Mexico. So everybody's happy for her. We move on to Ben and Morgan. Ben just says that he thinks he's allergic to cats because whenever he gets to the house, he coughs. And Morgan says her walls are still up, but they're building a friendship. Excuse me again. And then Lindy and Kristen were just like to just give him a second chance and just give him a clean slate. Morgan, you are going to run this damn I don't trust him to the ground. We are tired. We don't want to hear this crap no more. We get to Lindy and Miguel. Of course, she talks about the insurance and name situation. Kristen's on Miguel's side and Stasha's on Lindy's side. Stasha, not Stasia. Stasha's on Lindy's side. I see both sides to the situation, but I just feel like, why are we not compromising? I still don't understand why people can't, think through their brains. Okay, if that's how you feel, and if this is how I feel, so what can we do to come together to resolve the situation instead of just bickering back and forth? And on Miguel's end, does he say anything? He just saying he doesn't like the way that she reacted to their disagreement. And then we get to Nate and Stasha. I don't think Stasha really said anything, but Nate did say that they didn't consummate the marriage yet, but he did have his dessert after dinner. So no one knew what that meant. And he said, pretty much he ate her out. Mitch talking about that's an appetizer and sex is the main course. Okay, well listen. If he wanted to eat his sweet thing after dinner, he gonna call it his dessert. Let him call it the dessert. Nate, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Oh, you eat cooch? I'm sure Stasha appreciated that. I don't know if she returned the favor. He didn't say she did, but some guys don't eat cooch. So the fact that he eats cooch, you know what, Nate? Good for you. I'm happy for you, bro. Last scene, we have Lindy and Miguel. They talk on the couch. Lindy admits that she was defensive and that he needed to see her raw and vulnerable, and they both need to see each other's raw and vulnerable sides so that they can see if they want to be together forever. Pretty much. She didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. But she did apologize and said sorry to Miguel. So I guess that caused Miguel to be like, okay, he's going to put her on his insurance. So now Lindy's all smile. And that's where the episode ends. So you couldn't just do this from the get-go before I had to spill all that stuff, Miguel? To thinking all that, putting all these notes for you to be like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to put you on the insurance. And now she's all smiles. Listen, Miguel's like, okay, I'm going to put you on the insurance, but, if you F up, I'm going to just dangle that in front of your head and be like, okay, but if you mess up, I'm taking you right off the insurance too, like next month. By on the first, if you act up, I'm taking you off the insurance. So don't play. Also, he probably just trying to get some he's trying to get some ass tonight. So he's like, let me just make her happy, because if she's happy, she gonna give me some ass, and if she's not happy, she probably not gonna give me no ass. So I'm sorry, I'm just gonna put everything to sex for Miguel, because you were so adamant about not giving her your insurance until she took your last name. Now all of a sudden you gonna put her on your insurance. We could have saved all this drama, but like I said, he probably did it for puss. But that's where it ends, guys. That's it. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment. Mainly about this whole stupid Miguel and Lindy situation. And are you ready to see Morgan leave this damn show with her damn walls to the clouds? I'm done. That's it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.